Okay, so you like fried rice, and you probably also like things smothered in gravy. If that does describe you, this Fujian fried rice is the fried rice for you. What you're looking at is an egg fried rice smothered with an umami, like actually umami, I'm not just saying that, shrimp and chicken laden sauce that's honestly one of my favorite fried rices in the world. Now, again, the name of this dish is Fujian fried rice. So, for the unaware, this here is the province of Fujian. It's right across from Taiwan. And the food there is famous for its seafood and its sweet and sours. So, you might expect Fujian fried rice to originally hail from the Hokkien cultural capital of Quanzhou, or maybe the provincial capital of Fuzhou, or maybe even the special economic zone of Xiamen. But it's actually from Hong Kong. And it also doesn't really have much to do with Fujian at all. It's a common theme. 20th century Cantonese chefs just kind of liked naming stuff after relatively random places, I guess. Singapore rice noodles? Not from Singapore. Yangzhou fried rice? Isn't from Yangzhou. Swiss chicken wings definitely aren't Swiss. The list goes on. That said, where you'll usually find this Fujian fried rice is in Chachanting, Canto Western diners that we've covered a lot before on this channel. But in a certain subset of Chachanting, you can also find dishes that are inspired by Hong Kong's sister ex-colony of Singapore. Curry, kaya toast, so forth. So if I had to guess, I'd imagine that Singaporean Hokkien mee, Fujian noodles, might have been the inspiration here. It's similarly saucy, they've got some similar ingredients, and you could totally imagine some chachanting somewhere, topping instead of cooking noodles with gravy, and these restaurants are famously mix and match. And this gravy is versatile. It is easy, and you could totally use it to top other stuff if you don't feel like frying rice. What it is a qian, a thick, slurry thickened sauce that we discussed before in our What is Chinese Brown Sauce video. But for this one, we won't need a stock base because the base instead will be based off of dried ingredients. We'll be using 2 or about 5 grams of dried shiitake, together with 20 grams or about 30 dried scallops. If you can't find dried scallops, you could also use dried shrimp, but the flavor would be a little different. Soak those with 1.5 cups of hot boiled water from the kettle, and then set that aside for at least 1 hour. Next, cut up 1 chicken thigh, or about 150 grams deboned, into half-inch chunks, and then marinate those with an 1/8 teaspoon each salt, white pepper, and sugar, and a 1/2 teaspoon each cornstarch, soy sauce, and Shaoxing wine. Mix well, coat that with a teaspoon of oil, and then set that aside. Then, we'll also want a similar 150 grams of shrimp meat, peeled from about 6 large shrimps, and also cut those into half-inch chunks. Rinse the shrimp under running water until the water can run clean, or about 30 seconds or so. Squeeze dry with a paper towel, and then marinate that with an 1/8 teaspoon each salt and white pepper. And last bit, Gailan stems. To get them, pick off the leaves and flowers from a bundle of Gailan and just save those for another use. More on that at the end of the video. And just throw away that final 1 centimeter of hard dried stem at the bottom. Slice at an angle into about 1/2 centimeter thick pieces, and then also set those aside. Next up, let's pre-cook all of these ingredients before we slap them into our sauce. So as always, first, lang yao. Get your wok piping hot, shut off the heat, and add in about 1/2 cup of oil. With the flame on medium-high now, bring the oil temperature up to about 150 Celsius, and then add in the chicken. Fry it until it's changed color, or about 1 minute. Then take it out to drain, and then do the exact same move with the shrimp. Dip out your oil, but no need to wash the wok quite yet. Just toss in 1.5 cups of water. Bring it all up to a rapid boil, and toss in your Gailan stems. Blanch those until their color deepens, or until just a bit of the white core is remaining at the center, after about 1 minute, and remove. Then at this point, our dried mushroom and scallop should be good and reconstituted. So give the mushrooms a squeeze, snip off the stems, and slice that into about 1/2 centimeter pieces. Similarly, fish out the scallop and press down on it with a knife to break it down into a floss. Add the scallop back to the soaking liquid, and then with that, Now we can make our sauce. So, to a wok, swirl in about a tablespoon of oil, and then over a medium flame, fry the mushroom for about 1.5 minutes till it's fragrant. Then swirl in a tablespoon of Shaoxing wine. After a quick mix, add in the scallop and its soaking liquid. Then season with the Cantonese Qian usual suspects, which are all up here on the screen. Once it's at a boil, swap the flame down to medium-low and add in the chicken and the shrimp. Let that cook together for about a minute. Toss in the Gailan stems and give it another quick mix. Then at this point, we'll thicken this all with a slurry. 2.5 tablespoons starch, equal amount of water, bit by bit, making sure that we don't over-thicken. For this slurry, do try to use a root vegetable starch like potato or tapioca, if at all possible, so that the sauce will hold better in the end. Once it's at spoon coating consistency, sprinkle in an 1/8 teaspoon white pepper and an optional 1/2 tablespoon of the frying oil from before. And then with that, this can smother some fried rice. Now, the way we fried our rice today was via the steaming method, which is the best way to make same-day fried rice. But every time we pull this move, it ends up a little controversial. Doesn't matter how many receipts we bring, evidence from professional kitchens, evidence from historical documents, it's never enough. So truly believe me when I say, fry rice however the hell you want to fry rice. But if you're curious to see our modern home cooking take of a traditional Chinese technique that's known for making superior fried rice, this is how we do it. First, rinse 230 grams of jasmine rice. Then just dump that into a pot of boiling water, cooking it like it's pasta. Parboil the rice for 3 minutes, drain, and then keep that rice in a fine mesh strainer. Then give your pot a quick rinse. Add in about 2 inches of water and get that up to a boil. Spread the rice evenly and poke a couple holes with a chopstick to allow the steam to come through. Then just steam that, wrapping the edges with a damp towel. The towel will sort of seal things here, but you also don't need to be too paranoid about a little crack here or there. Also, you can alternatively just wrap this with foil instead, if that makes more sense for you in your kitchen. Then, after about 15 minutes, just take that out, spread it out onto a plate, and then this is ready to fry. No drying in front of a fan, no waiting 24 hours in the fridge. The parboil and steam method does your job for you. So then, to fry that, swirl in about 2 tablespoons of oil and heat that up until it can bubble around a pair of chopsticks, and then pour in the egg. Scooch the cook bits to the side, and once there's no liquid egg running around, add in the steamed rice, folding from the bottom and layering it on top. Steamed rice will form nice separate grains practically immediately. So once the egg's evenly mixed in, or after about a minute or two, season with a 1/4 teaspoon each salt, MSG, and sugar. Then just remove it to a plate, smother over your Fujian fried rice sauce, and then this is good to devour.
So in the video, we cook the sauce completely separate from the fried rice. But when you're actually cooking it, what you want to do is pass through oil for the meat first, and then you blanch the Gailan stems, and then you fry the rice, and then you move on to making the sauce. This way, both the fried rice and the sauce can be hot when you serve it together. And as for the Gailan leaves, what you can do is just stir fry it at the same meal so that you will just have some rice and then some vegetable, and there you have a full complete meal. So right, check out the recipe in the description box. A big thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon, and of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.